Hi everyone, in this video I will cover a quick guide to using MathPix for accessibility. The two workflows that I will cover are starting with a PDF and starting with a snip to convert those things into either a Word document or a LaTeX file. Now, when you're starting with a PDF, this would be for things like lecture notes, exams and quizzes, or maybe research papers. And snips are for anything that is a .jpeg or .png file type. This might include a screenshot of a document, a specific formula or equation, or a short handwritten note. I know from speaking to other math instructors that sometimes they don't like to provide answer keys to exams because when you handwrite a solution key, the handwriting is not accessible. Here's an example of a multivariable calculus exam that I gave, and the student provided the correct answer to this question, and I would like to use this student work to create an answer key that would be screen reader accessible. MathPix can help with that. Let's see how it works. You'll want to start off by typing snip.mathpix.com into the URL bar. Go ahead and press enter. And go ahead and log in from here. This will be the home screen that you'll see after you input your login credentials. Now, you'll see in the center it says to paste or drag and drop a file here and the file types that are supported. So I'm here on the MathPix home screen. I'm going to find the PDF that I scanned of the student's work and drop it into this box. I will leave the page ranges empty and leave these settings as they are and click upload. In the top left corner, once the upload is finished, you can click this option that says convert to note. And what you end up with is here in this middle box is the LaTeX code for the scan that we created. And you can see here, this is what that LaTeX code would produce. Now, I can go two routes from here. The first one is I can go up here, click this arrow to export as a Word document file. I will click that. You can see the progress down here. Once it's done, in the top right corner, I can click on this and it will open up a Word document. You can see that even the handwriting has been converted into text inside this Microsoft Word document, and the equations have been created within the native Microsoft equation editor. And so you can, sometimes the scanning of the handwriting and converting into text is not perfect, especially if the handwriting is a bit messy. So you might have to go through and edit some of these if the conversion maybe made an error. Otherwise, if this looks correct, a screen reader should be able to read this document. The other thing you can do from this page is go back up here and you can export this into Overleaf as a LaTeX file. So I'm going to go ahead and click export, and in just a moment, Overleaf will open up. So now here I have LaTeX code, and this is the PDF that would compile in Overleaf using that LaTeX code. So those are two options you can do from that PDF scan. Let's go over another example of converting a PDF document. Here I've opened up a PDF that contains my lecture notes on partial derivatives from Calculus 3, and you can see that there are a lot of images in this PDF file. So let's go through the process of what it would look like to make this an accessible document by converting it into a Microsoft Word document. I'm going to close out of this, and wherever that file is stored, I will drag and drop it here. Again, I want it to convert all of the pages, so I'll leave this blank and I will preserve these. I'll click upload. In the top left corner, you'll see the progress bar. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to click Convert to Note. And again, in the top right corner, I will export this as a docx file. Once that's done downloading, I will click this to open up the Microsoft Word document. Now, this, for example, in my original notes was an image, and it's still converted over as an image. The other thing you'll want to make note of is that the conversion process in MathPix does not preserve the hierarchical structure of the headings and the subheadings. You'll see here that this is considered normal text, and so I will apply and change it so that it's heading 2. This makes the document accessible. However, you'll go here and see that the equations have been converted to the Microsoft Equation Editor, and we can see some more examples here. This is an image. This is also remaining an image, but we can see here these partial derivatives have been converted into the equation editor. So far, we've covered the workflow of going from a PDF to a Word document or a LaTeX file. And something that's important to note is the majority of the time, PDFs are not screen reader accessible, especially if they have math or equations in them. That's why we have been converting the PDFs into Word documents so that screen readers can read the equations and the math in them. Now let's go over the workflow where we start with a snip and convert it into a Word document or a LaTeX file. And remember, a snip is for JPEG or PNG file types. Here's an image of a matrix I found using Google Image Search. I've seen multiple instructors, they would take an image like this and paste it into a Word document. This will not be screen reader accessible, and we'd like to make it so that this matrix can be edited inside of the Microsoft Equation Editor. The way that we'll do that is on the home page of MathPix, we'll go ahead and drag and drop the image of the matrix. Now you can see that on the right-hand side, we can export this matrix in a few different options. I'm going to go with the docx file so that we can either copy and paste that into another Word document or just work with that original Word document. So now, if you click inside of this matrix, you can see that I can edit this inside of the equation editor. I'm going to copy this, and I should be able to paste this if I wanted to here, and it will still be editable in the Microsoft Equation Editor. Lastly, I wanted to offer some clarification for MathPix users. MathPix is useful in helping to create accessible math documents for both Microsoft Word users and LaTeX users. You do not need to know how to code in LaTeX in order to take advantage of MathPix and its features. And if you are someone that exclusively uses LaTeX, because LaTeX compiles into PDF documents, those documents are not screen reader accessible, and MathPix would be useful to you as well. Thanks for watching this video on a quick guide to using MathPix for accessibility.